very surprised.
Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
That hook won't score. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. How about that time counter shot? So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Well, we knew this was going to happen. Some taunting. Both men step back for just a moment. Apparently hitting his opponent in the face isn't enough. He wants to rub it in. You'd like to see more. And as we watch it again, that punch took the wind out of him and the will to continue.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, into 2.
Talk about Leonard in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
I love the
Come on. Let him back in. There's the bell to start round 7. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
That left hook just missed. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Well done with that counter shot. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 classes...
Hold on, gotta cut you off here, Johnny. Crawford is dazed. True champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. That hook was off target. is off the charts. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Caught him. Counter shot lands. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
This is when you talk about championship material.
He's going to be confident. You got to take that confidence.
Yes. There's the bell to start round 8. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. You both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
That counter punch caught him clean. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Just missing with the uppercut. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Good counter punch. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
That left hook is blocked. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. And that left hook doesn't find its target. I want to see that again, but from a different angle.
I need to see that again.
talk about Leonard in that last round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Good work, that's it. Now breathe. Just get some breath.
And there's the bell for round 9. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
Just missed with that hook. Holding nothing back here in the round. There's a counter shot. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Punch, counter punch. The stamina is off the charts. Missed him with that uppercut. Nice counter punch. They exchange punches. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out of the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain of a ball.
Nice counter. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
There's a lot on the line here.
Don't worry about that round. Don't worry. Nice round. Good round. I like that.
This is the 10th. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Their jab just got blocked. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. That uppercut doesn't land. Crawford in trouble.
1
see a knockdown.
Ring Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
His stamina is off the charts. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
You cannot guess that if you could.
There's the bell to start round 11. That 1 minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
What were they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Missing with the hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They exchange punches. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Hey, those punches add up. And Sugar is in trouble. I thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You could tell who it is.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
That one will count. Well done with that counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Leonard in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
There's a lot on the line here.
And there's the bell to start round 12. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Lucky to have avoided that uppercut. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
It's all offense all the time. And Sugar is in trouble. Didn't wait too long to get back and get engaged.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What will they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Counter punch caught him clean. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
Shot from the gods, they say.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
We wanted action, and they are delivering. They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. The way either one of these fighters hoped it would go, but they can't be too upset. No one loses here. This fight's a draw.
What a fight. What a battle. I'm exhausted watching it myself. And you know what? I'm happy it's a draw because nobody deserved to lose and nobody deserved to win. These guys put it on the line.